Okay, good stuff. Heels touching, tongue on the roof of the mouth, raising the sternum, just bringing the body, the upper body, over the feet, so you can start to feel that upward, the relationship really of the upper body to the feet. You're not having to tighten your body to hold yourself in position. You're really letting yourself rest over the feet. We want to let the shoulder girdle rest. So place your awareness around the neck, place your awareness around the chest, around the muscles around the mid-back, and with the sense of just letting go, letting the weight of the shoulders drop. And as the shoulders drop, the arm elongates downwards. Shoulders seem to drop outwards and downwards, creating a nice roundness to the upper body. There's a width to the outer body. The shoulders broader in the chest, broader in the back. It just allows the head to balance lightly without too much tension in the neck, just sitting in place with the chin lightly dropped, and awareness of the crown of the head and the feet. We're looking for that place where our balance isn't fixed and held. We'll sink down to the right foot, sinking into the right in order to stabilize on the right. Step left, smoothly pass across, and smoothly turn back, bringing the hands round and the right foot in. In this position, we want to feel the roundness of the upper body, but also the round feeling of the legs. So if the feet, the outside edge of the feet are straight ahead, feels like they're going slightly inwards, the feet, but what this will do, it'll open up the thighs and create a sense of roundness in the base and roundness in the upper body. So you've got a circle in the upper body sitting on top of a circle in the base. Where those two meet is the center of gravity, and that whole area softens to join the upper and the lower circle. So your body starts to integrate and connect into itself. As we soften, we don't collapse. This is really key to Tai Chi. When we stand, we soften on the inside. We maintain our height and we soften on the inside. We don't soften in a way that drops the body. Someone's just joined us, and that looks like Norman. So hi, Norman. Once we've got this structure, then we start moving. Why do I spend so long developing the structure rather than just going into an exercise? We want those sensations in the body that stabilize us. We want the mind placed in the body. So when we move, the whole body is in our awareness as we're moving. We'll go into the first loosening exercise. Within the first loosening exercise, there are many aspects. Each aspect you can look at as, say, like a jigsaw piece or like a part of a puzzle. The hips stay level as you turn. And you can focus on this one aspect. The hips stay level, which means they don't tilt, because then the spine tilts. The hips stay level as you move. And you become aware of the sensations, what it means to maintain that platform that just stays level as you move around. You don't tilt, you don't rock forwards, backwards, you stay level. And for a number of turns to the left and to the right, we place our focus on the hips staying level as a jigsaw piece taking place within the exercise. Then we do the same. We change our focus to the feet and we look at how the foot sits on the ground. And as we move, we don't want the foot to rock on the ground. We don't want the knee to come in. We want the weight to go straight down into the middle of the foot. And for a number of turns, we look at this jigsaw piece. And it holds our focus. You could say 80% of our focus is on this one thing we're looking at. And yeah, the arms are going out and the body's moving across, but most of our focus is on what we choose to focus on, one thing. And after a number of turns, when it's starting to feel more, we're starting to get a good sense of how the foot stays connected. We turn our attention to another jigsaw piece, which may be sinking through the body as we move. So there's a sense of water passing through the body as we move. And of course, it's not water, that's just an idea, just an image, but the muscles are softening and changing as we sink and as we turn. In the letting go, there's a releasing downwards. We're not collapsing, we're just releasing on the inside to the foot and sinking as we move. So we're not just moving, but we're also sinking. And for a few turns, we focus on this quality. You need to move slower. Go at your own speed so you can really feel the timing of your letting go from the beginning of the move all the way through. You're letting go all the way through until you reach facing the corner. Releasing all the way through until you face the corner. Start the release when you're in the 12 o'clock position, and you finish the release as your turning finishes and you face the corner. Then we try and put all these three things together, these three bits of jigsaw that fit together and make a bigger piece, a three-part piece. So the first thing we looked at was that the hips stay level. Second thing we looked at is that the foot doesn't roll on the ground and the knee doesn't collapse. And the third thing we looked at was that there's continual sinking as we move. And we try and feel how those three things form part of the same we see how they fit into the movement. And we ask ourselves to notice those things Am I staying level? Is my foot flat on the ground? My knee coming in? Am I sinking the whole time I'm moving? You try and let those three things become one thing. Now you can take any of the principles of Tai Chi and do the same thing with it. Uprightness, you can use that as one of your jigsaw pieces. That the arms don't move by themselves, you can use as one of your jigsaw pieces. That the arms move because the hips move, because the shoulders move, as one of your jigsaw pieces. You can use the very light dropping of the tail and rotation of the hips as one of your jigsaw pieces. So the movements of the form contain these elements. They're not just movements, there are things going on within the movement. So if we do a ward off left to ward off right movement, the hips stay level, the feet stay flat on the ground, there's sinking, the hips stay level, feet flat on the ground, the hips stay level and they're sinking right through to the end. Roll back. Sitting back, the hips stay level, they're sinking, the foot stays flat on the ground. The body doesn't collapse. Everything falls away from the head top to the foot. When you arrive, when the sinking is at its nearest completion, and you arrive on the back foot, you turn. The hips stay level, they don't tilt. When you turn back, the hips stay level. And as you move in, you sink, and the sinking finishes when you arrive in the center. And you're not collapsing, you're letting go, like a lift going down within a shaft. Press. We go from ward off left, and we do it again. First time, we just look at the hips staying level. Turn, the hips stay level. Step, the hips stay level. Move in, the hips stay level. Square to 3 o'clock, the hips stay level. Sink, the hips stay level. Turn to 4 o'clock, the hips stay level. Sit back, the hips stay level. Turning open, the hips stay level. Square, in, sinking, and press. Next time we do the same sequence, we look at the feet flat on the ground. We start with the feet nicely connected. We don't want the legs to pull the feet in. We want the legs rounded out, circular and connected. So they're there for us. The legs are there to support the weight of the body. Press lightly onto the ground by the weight of the body. Wrap the arms around. Nice circle in the upper body too. Forward, foot flat on the ground. When we turn to the corner, the knee doesn't come in. The knee stays where it is, turning in the hip joint, and the foot stays connected. Step. Sinking in, both feet flat on the ground. Square the hips and the back foot turns in. As soon as we're in position, it settles again. Squaring into position. Turning to the corner, the movement of the body doesn't pull the feet off the ground or doesn't introduce tension into the feet that twist them on the ground. Draw back the back foot nice and connected. Turning, keeping the foot connected. Turn back, keep the foot connected. Sink in, both feet pressed onto the ground. And open the back knee to press. And the next time we do the sequence, the sinking through the body, the next jigsaw piece. Just 80% of our focus on the changes in the sinking. Release and sink to the front foot, then move. Release and sink to step. Glide in, sinking. Square, sinking. Open the back knee to turn. Turn back. Sinking through the body, moving back. Finish your sinking as you arrive on the back foot and turn up. Turn back, sinking, and then move in. Finish your sinking when you arrive in the center. Open the back knee to press. And then one more time, aiming to encapsulate these three ideas together. What the base is doing. The hips staying level, the feet staying connected, the sinking through the legs in particular. In your own time. No rushing. Monitoring what you're aiming to look at. Feeling the body. Knowing exactly what you're looking at and looking for. And aiming to find it in your form movements. Now, depending on your level of Tai Chi, a beginner may want to work more with the body being upright as a basic thing. Hips level, body upright. Maybe the sinking is a difficult concept. Maybe for those more who've been doing it a few months. Maybe the tucking of the tail is difficult for a beginner. Maybe that movement in the hips is a complex movement that you find through practice. You choose your own building blocks. You choose what you look at in your own form. That's why everybody has their own practice regime. But rather than just going through a form where your mind might be focusing on this and that, be changing with each move. One move you might be looking at how the hips turn and the arm follows. Another move you might be looking at the sinking. Another move you might be looking at how the body is used. Another move you might be looking at your uprightness. Another move you might be looking. Do you see what I mean? There's too much. There's too much to think about. So everybody develops their own way they train. One small jigsaw piece will influence the one next to it. So the sum of the parts is bigger. What I mean by that is if your sinking is good, it will influence how your foot stays flat on the ground. Those two merge together. If your body is upright, your hips will stay level. Those two merge together. If your body is loose and you're letting your legs take the weight of the body, there'll be more freedom of movement in the lower back. And these pieces lock together. So when one jigsaw piece is developed well, it encourages and enhances the one that's sitting next to it. Now today, so far, we've just looked at the base. from here downwards. It's the most important part of Tai Chi. What's happening from the ground to the center of gravity. Of course, what goes on up, out to the fingertips, up to the head top is equally as important. But unless the foundation is stable, if there's tension in the lower body, there'll be tension in the upper body. If we can get the lower body to settle, the upper body stands a chance of being like that jigsaw piece that's fed by the one next to it. If we can get the base quiet and still and connected to the ground, if we can get the structure of the bones supporting us, the upper body can relax more and settle. Number 2, loosening exercise. What does number 2 show us? Well, there are a lot of principles going on in number 2, but especially sinking. Especially sinking. We try to maintain steady, smooth sinking process over about 3 or 4 seconds, or 4 beats of the arms, 4 swings of the arms. I'm coming up, 1, 2 swings, 3 swings, and 4 swings, and my sinking takes place 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm at the bottom. I'm coming up. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm sinking down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going with that one. Beginners. Body stays upright as you go down and as you come up. There's no forward and backwards. There's no movement forward, backwards. There's no bum sticking out. There's no leaning back. Important. You're falling down slowly, settling into the feet. Constantly doing the same move in Tai Chi. In this exercise, we're going into both feet. Here, you're going into the front foot. Sinking down and stabilizing slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, turning. Stepping, moving in, sinking down slowly, steadily. 1, 2, 3, 4, and swing. We're doing the same thing of sinking down and settling, but in the form in different positions. So you look at the loosening exercise and you say, what can I take from the loosening exercise into the form? What control of the muscles, sensations of the muscles, quality of letting go can I learn through doing a repeated exercise? And then how can I put that into the movements of the form? Where in the form does the sinking take place? And can I time my movements? Beginners, it's good enough just to get a sense of letting go and releasing. For those with more experience, you want the timing of the release to fit with the timing of the movement. So for example, when you're here, you're on the back foot, you want your sinking to finish when you reach the centrally stable position. So you want your sinking to take place the whole time you're moving in, the whole time your center's moving down and forwards, and your sinking releases when you arrive on that spot. And when you arrive, your shoulder girdle has released as well. Your arms have released. This is all heavy and released downwards. And then the back knee opens and the force comes through the body to press. It's not the muscles that push the arms out. It's the force from the back leg that comes through the connected body to press. Remember the idea of 5 balls hanging on a string. When one hits, the other one comes out. This idea. The balls need to be touching, they need to be loose, and they need to be organized together. And the parts of the body are the same. If there's tension, it won't move. It needs to be loose. If there's tension in the body, that force won't come through. Like a blocked pipe that's bent, a garden hose that's bent. But if all those pathways are open, meaning the muscles are loose, the bones are aligned, that force can come through into the push, into the press, into the ward off. The hands move out, not because we push them out, but because something comes up from the ground, through into the body and out. The shoulders drop when we push. The shoulders connect when we push. So the elbow stays in the same place, shoulder drops, the hand goes out. The elbow doesn't go forward when we push. The elbow stays in the same place, the shoulder drops, and the hands go forward, like opening a piece of paper. Spine of the book, which is in the middle, stays in place. The shoulder goes down, the hands go out. This movement, not this movement. That's another jigsaw piece. How the hands move, how the force comes through the body, more of an intermediate jigsaw piece. In order to find how the force comes through the body, previous jigsaw pieces need to be well organized. Because any tension in the body, any misalignment in the body, any wrong timing in the parts of the body, and those balls aren't going to move in the right way. So we have to work towards getting the body physically connected correctly, getting the mind soft so we can feel the body, listening to the body, and then we can work with the forces that come through to push the hands out. Coming from the back foot, the back knee opening, the lower back joint chain, the joints changing, and the force coming through. Squeeze through like toothpaste coming out of the tube. You've all heard me talk about squeezing a tube of toothpaste. You squeeze the bottom of the tube doesn't move. The force moves the toothpaste out. The toothpaste doesn't, the tube of toothpaste doesn't lunge forward. Our body doesn't lunge forward when we push. Another jigsaw piece. Third loosening exercise. Cross alignment, the main focus in this exercise. The weight and the connection, I should say the connection more than the weight, is in this side, and the cross alignment in the other arm, diagonally across the body. This is full, this is full. This arm empty, this leg empty. Empty doesn't mean completely weightless, but the connections in this side full, stable and connected. Change the connection to the other side. Change the fullness to the other side of the body. The movement of the body, turning side to side, doesn't roll the feet on the ground. If your feet are rolling on the ground, it's either because the turning of the hips is pulling on the legs, which means there's too much tension between the hips and the feet, not enough looseness, or the movement's too jerky, not smooth enough. You move quickly and speed up the movement, it can pull on the foot. As you lose the awareness of the sensitivity of the sensations, you just move, you don't really listen at the same time. If you move too far, pull the foot off the ground, or the foot starts moving on the ground. So we listen. Listen means feeling the sensations in the body so that we can maintain the jigsaw parts. And we work on them one at a time. And your own training method builds on what you already have. What you already can do well, you build on it. The next jigsaw piece that slots in, you build on it. So if your feet are staying nicely planted, if your hips are staying nicely turning, but your sinking isn't as smooth as you'd like it to be, you work on your sinking. If your sinking's good, but your feet are rocking on the ground, then you work on that. And you slowly get these jigsaw pieces to the meaning of the form is all these jigsaw pieces slotted together, working together like cogs of a watch. You can't have a cog in a watch that kind of does its own thing. It has to fit in with the other cogs. Fourth loosening exercise. For a long time, I did these exercises just as movements. The arms go round, the body sinks down, the arms come in, the arms drop to the hip joints, the movements are nice and slow. And then I started feeling, my teacher keeps telling me that the arms don't move by themselves. So if the hand doesn't move by itself, what makes the arm move? What makes the arm turn this way? What makes the hand turn that way? It's not just the twisting of the bones here, the two bones here. It's the shoulder, it's the whole shoulder moving, the shoulders moving. And this is an exaggeration of the movement, but there's small rotations as the arms move. And you start to see how these circular movements of the joints are in every single movement of Tai Chi. If you're moving to the side, there may be a turn in one way. You're moving to the side, there may be a turning the opposite way. If you're sitting straight back, it looks like you're moving in a straight line, but there'll be a dropping of the tail and a turning this way, turning of the hips under, turning of the shoulders under as you sit back. Nothing in Tai Chi moves in straight lines, everything moves in circles. So the fourth loosening exercise, in particular the shoulders, another jigsaw piece. And on the next one. Refold. And slowly coming up, uncurling the spine, bringing freedom of movement into the spine. The fifth loosening exercise. Primarily, a fifth loosening exercise is what I was talking about before, how the balls meet when we come into the center. What condition is the body in when I drop into the centrally stable posture? Is it loose? Is it pressed onto the ground? Have I collapsed? What condition am I in that enables the force of the back knee opening to come out through the body? So we're practicing, if you like, dropping into centrally stable posture from which we can issue. And the issuing is there in the form, ward off right, push, press. The base is the same. In the fifth loosening exercise, that's what we're aiming for, without the distraction of all the arms and the names of the moves. We're just simply finding that jigsaw piece, or those jigsaw pieces that enable us to feel loose and comfortable in the center, ourselves grounded and present in the center. So we take all those jigsaw pieces and we put them in the form. A good way of practicing is to go through a whole form, looking at one jigsaw piece. Feet flat on the ground throughout. The whole form, 37 moves. Then every time you come to a move, you'll be checking in with yourself how your feet are. Every single move, 80% of your focus will be in this one idea, a training idea or principle of the feet on the ground. And it doesn't matter which jigsaw piece you choose. You choose one at your own level that you're interested in, and it'll butt up to the next jigsaw piece. So we go through a form together, we'll go through the whole form. But before we do, I just had a question from Monique about the directions of the form at the end of the form. We'll just quickly go over those just once. I won't dwell on it. I won't do it as a teaching piece, really. I'll just do it quickly, and then you've got them, and you can replay the video and work it out for yourself, because you'll know the moves yourself. So the question was from Benbow to shoot tiger, what are the directions? So we turn to sweet lotus. We're facing, in the form, we're facing 9 o'clock. 12 o'clock is the windows. That's where we start the form. By the time we get round to single whip, snake creeps down, we're facing 9 o'clock. Step up to the 7 stars, we're facing 9 o'clock. Step back to ride tiger, we're facing 9 o'clock. Turn to sweet lotus, we're facing 9 o'clock. This is the sweep. Step out with the right heel to 10:30. Move on to the right foot and turn to 10:30. Sit back to the back foot to the left foot, sinking into the center, drawing the hips into the front and back of the hips. I'm facing 10:30. I'm going to turn my body to 9 o'clock, or turn the hips to 9 o'clock, and strike to 7:30. Then go to shoot tiger. So my hips are facing 9 o'clock, my right foot's facing 10:30, and my strike is towards 7:30. Drop onto the front foot, turn towards the front foot, turn towards 10:30, sit back, away from the hands, so I'm facing 10:30. Turn and drop the right hand underneath holding the ball. Now I'm facing 6 o'clock. Move back onto the right leg, lift, facing 6 o'clock. Step down, facing 7:30. Right foot to 10:30. Left foot to 9 o'clock. Punch to 9 o'clock. Parent close to 9 o'clock. Cross hands, 12 o'clock. I hope that's not going over it too quickly for you. I'm just going to check in. Is that enough? Yeah, great, excellent. Yeah. Before we do a form together, is there anything we've done tonight? Any takeaways or anything we've done tonight you want to ask about or fits in with what you're doing? We'll finish with the whole form together. Yeah. Okay. That's what we'll do then. Great. Let's do the form. Choose your jigsaw piece. Set your mind intent. It could be something like, for example, this form, I will aim to focus on this idea. When my mind wanders or I get distracted, I'm going to draw it back to this one idea. I don't mind if my mind gets distracted many times. Every time it does, I'm going to try my best to softly draw my attention back to what I want to focus on. I've set my intent. Choose your principle that you're working on for yourself. You will know for yourself something that interests you or something in your practice that doesn't quite, that you'd really like to just kind of get a little bit better. And that's what you focus on. Could even be something that makes you feel good, something, just that little bit of letting go of the shoulders feels really good. And I'm going to focus on that and have a form. And by the end of it, I feel really loose and release. Set our intention. We sink to both feet. Opening. Lift arms. Settle down. Holding the ball to the right to 3 o'clock. Forward off left, 12 o'clock. Forward off right, 3 o'clock. Roll back. Press, 3 o'clock. Push, single whip. Nine o'clock. The single whip is always a good posture to adjust. To check your hips are facing 9 o'clock, shoulder width, feet are in the bow stance, intent is straight ahead, postures of the arms organized, single width, raise arms. Shoulder stroke, right foot to 10:30. Issue, turning as you move onto the right foot. 100% on the right, white crane, spreads wings, 9 o'clock. Brush left knee twist up, 9 o'clock. Play guitar, 9 o'clock. Brush left knee twist up, second time, 9 o'clock. Sit back, reflect down, intercept, and punch to 9 o'clock. Left foot forwards. Parent close. Push and cross hands facing 12 o'clock. Nice round circle in the legs, round circle in the arms. Embrace tiger, return to mountain. Up past 4. Right hand on top of the ball, left hand underneath, roll back. Up past 4 press. Push. Single whip, diagonal facing past 10. Diarist Immortal, flap sleeves. Right foot facing 10:30. Turn and jab to 10:30. Punch under elbow, 9 o'clock. Step out to three-post monkey. Parallel feet. Walking along tram tracks. Open, turn back. And step, sit straight back with no turning. Only when your weight is fully on the back foot, begin the turn. Finish the move and then turn. Finish the move completely. Finish just then turn. Diagonal flight. Waving hands like hands. Transfer single whip. Single whip facing 9 o'clock. Snake creeps down. Step up. Right. Golden Rooster stands on left. Golden Rooster stands on the right, facing 9 o'clock. Turn to 10:30. Sit straight back onto the left foot. Separate right foot. 10, 10. Right foot goes down facing 9 o'clock. Swing up to 7:30. Separate left foot. Facing 3 o'clock. Hands turn to 6 o'clock. Turn back. Equal heel. Stabilize facing 3 o'clock. Rush left knee twister. Facing 3 o'clock. Sit back open. 1:30. Rush right knee twister. Facing 3 o'clock. Low punch. 3 o'clock. Order of right. 3 o'clock. Pass minus 10. Single whip. The ring o'clock. Four corners. First corner is going to be 1:30. Left foot forward, left hand high. With all the weight on the right foot turn. Step with the right foot behind. Right foot forwards, right hand high. 10:30 second corner. Step left, 7:30, left foot forward, left hand high. 7:30 third corner. Fourth corner, right foot forward, right hand high. 4:30. Ward off left. 12:00. Ward off right. 3:00. Grass minus 10. Single whip. 9. Snake creeps down, my final section. 9:00. Sit back, punch up to 7 stars. 9:00. Sit back. Turn straight. Got the name move. Turn to the right, swing through to the left. Turn to sweet lotus facing 9:00. Step out to 10:30. The right foot. Go back to the left foot and sink into both feet. Centrally stable, facing 10:30. Turn the hips to 9:00. Straight to 7:30. Sit back onto the front foot, turn to face 10:30 and sit back. Turn to the back wall at 6:00, dropping the right hand underneath. Back onto the right foot, lift the left knee. Place the foot to 7:30, the left foot. Step forward, deflect downwards, the right foot to 10:30, intercept, and punch to 9:00. Palm close, push to 9:00. Cross hands to 12. With that, bang on 7 o'clock. Perfect hour together. Any takeaways, please? Anything? Oh, hi, Andrea. I didn't see you join there. Hi. Any takeaways from tonight? Anything? Anything capture your imagination or found you could weave into your practice?
Jigsaws.
Jigsaws. You
Yeah,
like a jigsaw?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But one little bit fitting into the next, or
yeah,
so even another way of looking at it.
yeah. And I think it's we get lulled into just thinking of the whole form as one thing. And yes, it should be one thing, but in order to really understand it, we break it apart into those little bits. And those little bits
Mm.
enable us to really focus on one thing at a time and get that one thing working really well for us. And for some people, it's the balance. For some people, it's tension in their bodies. For some people, it's their mind and how they just want to settle into being in the present. Each one of those are a different level of importance to each person for their own practice and have different meaning for us as well. And some people are great at balance and their mind's really busy, or the vice versa. So you work on what you need to for yourself, so you feel really good having done a form. It's no good doing a form and saying, I'm never going to get it. But if you work on just a little bit of it, you can really get a sense of achievement and kind of, I can really feel that bit coming on. Really feel my grounding coming on. I can really feel my hips loosening up or my mind settling into it. It's different for everybody. That's why it's difficult to share because everybody almost needs something different in their lives. And we only know that for ourselves, what we need, what we really need. So try and give a bit of uh, just a way into unpacking some of the complexity of it. Oh yeah, jigsaw pieces. Good, excellent. Anything else? Any other takeaways from tonight?
And for me, it was the jigsaw of paying attention to the head top,
Okay.
because often I think too much or something and it feels really heavy and down. And the jigsaw piece of trying to get the energy back up is good.
Yeah. Yeah. When you see when you let go and the body goes down, if you just focus on the body, it will feel heavy. If you
Yeah,
just focus on how the body's sinking, but every time you press down, there's an equal or opposite force that comes up.
yeah,
It's like a spring, like pressing on a spring. The more you push down, the more the spring pushes back. Now, we haven't really got a spring, but we've got bones. And the more we let our muscles melt over the bones downward and outward, the more those bones stack up and bring us back up to the head top. So one of the things is every time you let go downwards, think upwards. You need
yeah,
to you need to focus on letting go, but not everything going down. Otherwise, it can get heavy. It can
yeah,
get heavy. And with it we collapse as well. So good. Head top's really important. It's a good one to
yeah.
a good jigsaw puzzle piece because that's almost like a key to many other pieces, the head top. Yeah, definitely the
Thank you.
key to letting go. Good. Okay. Should we leave it there for tonight? I'll send you the recording. And we will commence again. If you got my message, which you obviously did because you're here, we'll commence again 1st of October or 30th of October on Zoom, or September on Zoom. Thank you. Thanks very much. Have a
All right.
good rest of the summer.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.